Okay, first and foremost, I want to give all honors and praises and glory belongeth to my Lord and Savior, whose name is Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Wahab, Akar, Quadash. The name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahweh Shai. And double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone that teach this truth well, and that continue to teach this truth well. And to the hopeful elect across the globe, and to the few, the very few brothers and sisters listening and also learning across the globe. So lucky if you can't see my face properly, as long as you can hear the sounds, that's the most important thing. Okay, so we're going to start on Job 20. Okay, we're going to go to Job 20 and 5. But the triumphing of the wicked is short. So when it says the triumph of the wicked, who is this referring to? When it says triumphing of the wicked. Okay, bear with me just a minute. Yeah, when it says triumphing, what's triumphing? Glory. So the triumphing of the wicked is short. Okay, very, very, very short. The wicked have only got what? A very short time. Okay, because right now Esau's triumphing. But what? It's in wickedness, and that triumph is going to be put to an end. Okay, so the triumph for the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment, because the Lord, he hates what? Hypocrisy. And Esau, he's the major hypocrite, so that his joy is only going to be what? For a moment. Okay, just for a short moment, a brief time. Okay, but for though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reach unto the clouds. You see Esau with all these big buildings. That's his excellency. Okay, that's Esau's excellency. All these buildings. Okay, this is Esau's excellency. Okay, this is his prominence. This is Esau in his kingdom, his prominence. All these big buildings. Okay, the gherkin. Okay, all these towers, all these different buildings that Esau's got. Okay, what's it? The Empire State Building, you know, Statue of Liberty, you know, all that rubbish. That's Esau. That's his prominence. That's his wealth. Okay. So though his excellency mount up to heavens and his head reach unto the clouds, which is Esau and his buildings. Okay, that's Esau, that's his excellency. Okay, and he has reached unto the clouds. Okay, his might. Okay, his buildings. Okay, which is a sign of what? His decadence. Okay, but this man, he's only got a very, 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 very short time to rule. Okay, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. So who's he speaking about? So-called white people, Esau, Edom. They're going to perish like dung. Okay, and what's dung? Shit. Just like when you have a doo-doo, you take a doo-doo, you flush it down the toilet. This is how Esau's going to be. It's going to perish like dung. Okay, I don't know what mask. The mask ain't going to stop you from getting a vaccine. Okay, people wearing masks like that's going to stop you. No, that's why you have an immune system to protect your body from what? Virus. Okay, people wearing masks. Silly. And nobody's even walking next to you. You know, but these people, they're going to be brainwashed. They're going to believe anything Esau says. They're just going to believe and they're going to take it. Okay, if they're gullible, they're foolish. They don't question nothing. Okay. Anything Esau says, they just run with it. Okay, so let's go back to where we were. Yet he shall perish forever like his own dung, like his own shit. Okay, Esau is going to be a thing of the past after them 1,000 years of slavery. Okay, they which see him shall say, where is he? So the people are going to wondering, hold on, where's this man that was causing all this havoc on this earth? This is how they're going to be. Okay, the scripture says that, is this the earth Is this the man that made the earth to tremble? So all these nations, they're going to be like that. Okay? That's how they're going to be. Is this the man that made the earth to tremble and did shake kingdoms? Because right now, people, alright, you have, when you ask some of the people if Esau is the devil, they say yes. But the majority of the world, they're still under the spell that this man is not the devil. The majority of this world. Okay? Because if they did not know that, there'd be an uprising. Okay? Overnight. Okay? So we're done with that. Bear me just a minute. He shall fly away as a dream. So Esau, it's going to be as a distant memory. Esau's going to be a thing of the past. Okay? To be forgotten about. Okay? A distant memory. Okay? Like a dream. You know when you have a short dream and you forget about that dream? This is how Esau's going to be. Okay? And shall not be found. Yeah, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night. So Esau Edom, he's going to be as a vision of the, like, again, see, like a dream. You know when you have a dream and you forget about it? This is how Esau's going to be. Okay? And this is prophecy. This is after 1,000 years of slavery. He's going to be a thing of the past. Okay? Esau's going to be a thing of the past. Okay? A distant memory. Verse 9, they also which saw him shall see him no more, neither shall his place any more behold him. So it says, the eye that saw him shall see him no more. Okay? Why? Because he's going to be a thing of the past. Of all these other nations. Because the other nations, they're going to still be serving us. The only nation that's not going to dwell after them 1,000 years is Esau. He's the only nation that's going to be done away with. All the other nations are still going to be here. Okay, bear me just a minute. Can't see nothing on this camera. All the other nations are still going to be here. Okay. Neither shall his place behold him anymore. So where's Esau's place? America? Babylon? It's not going to behold him anymore. Okay. Because that land's going to be destroyed with ICBM missiles. And this is what we're waiting for. This is our expectation. And also to be saved. That's our expectation. That's why we do what we do. Okay? His children shall seek to please the poor. You know? In other words, what? They're going to try to hand back everything, you know? And what do they call it? Philanthropists. So that's what Esau's going to be doing. Okay? Pay it back, I pay it. No. There's no paying back, no type of money that will make up for the blood you've shed, for the harm you've done. No amount of money in the world. Okay? This is what Esau, this is what he has to realize. No amount of money is going to make up for that. At all. His bones are full of the sin of his youth. His bones are full of the sin of his youth. We shall lie down with him in the dust. Okay. So when it says the bones are full of the sin of his youth, going back to Cain. Okay. Because what did Cain do? Commit the ultimate sin. To what? Killing his brother, murdering his brother, when he was told to what? Offer up a right sacrifice. Okay. So this man ain't changed. Because Cain is Esau and Esau is Cain. Okay, the same people, which are the so-called white people back here today. Okay. Though wickedness be sweet in his mouth. Okay, something sweet is pleasant. So wickedness is sweet unto who? Esau. It's pleasant. It's something sweet, it's pleasant. It tastes nice. It's good to him. Okay, so though wickedness be what? In his mouth. Okay. Though he hide it under his tongue. So this is what Esau does, you know. He hides that what? Wickedness under his tongue. He says one thing, but he means the other. That's why he's our enemy. Okay. though he spare it and forsaketh it not, okay, but keep it still within his mouth. Though he spare it what? And forsake it not. So it's always in the back on his mind. It's always how he can get one up on you tribes. That's it's always on his mind. Okay? Don't believe the hype. Okay? Though he's his meat in his bowels is turned into his gout of asps within him. Okay, so when you go into that word meat, man, meat in his bowels is turned into his gout of asps within him. Okay, in other words, poison, everything he devoured. So that meat is what Esau has devoured, the goods, the riches, all those things. That's that meat. The meat is the goods. Okay, look at that word meat. Okay. Yet his meat is in his bowels, is turned into gall of ass, it's turned into poison. Okay. It's actually turned into poison. So everything Esau stole, that's working against him. Everything Esau done, that's working against him. Okay. He have swallowed down riches, benishment, the gall of aspis within him. What's gall? Poison. Okay, this man is what? A snake, a serpent. Okay. He have swallowed down riches. Okay, and he shall vomit them up again. So what are them riches he swallowed up? The riches of the other nations. He swallowed all these things up. And it says, what's going to happen? And he shall vomit them up again. So what is a snake? Have you studied snakes? Certain things, what they eat, they throw it back up. Certain things. Okay? If you actually study snakes, certain things they eat and they throw it right back out. This is how Esau's going to be. This is how his kingdom's going to be. Everything he gained, everything he had, is going to be thrown right back up. Okay. The Most High shall cast him out of his belly. Okay. So we're saying it. Everything that he took, he robbed, he murdered for, he's going to throw that up out of his belly. Okay. He shall suck the poison of asp, and the viper's tongue shall slay him. I'm going to drop straight to verse 18. That which he laboured for shall he restore, and he shall not swallow down according to his substance. So what does it mean, that what he laboured for? That's speaking about the goods that the elite banking families had. Through what was it through? Robbery, life. Okay. So the scripture says he's going to restore that which he stole. Okay. Which he took from these other nations. Okay. He shall not swallow it down. In other words, he's not going to hold on to it. According to his substance shall the restitution be. Okay, and when you go into that word restitution, it goes into G605. Apokatasis. In the Greek. Apokatasis. Which means restoration. Okay. Of a perfect state. Before it's full. Okay. That's what restitution means. Okay. You know, you got these people flicking their eyelids, okay, at the prophets of the Lord, but guess what? When that time comes, they're going to be in what? Great shame. Okay? That's what restitution means, okay? Restoration of a perfect state before it's full. So Esau, he's trying to, look, gather up all these riches, okay? Gather up all these things, but it's too late. This place is already pretty much done. Okay, this society is pretty much done. Okay, there's nothing else you can do to save it. Okay, it's finished, it's through. Okay. And he shall not rejoice therein. Okay. Because he have oppressed and have forsaken rapport. Okay? And this is what Esau's done constantly, and he's doing it now. He's forsaking and oppressing the poor. Okay? Because he had violently taken away in the house which he builded not. Okay? And you know what this reminds me of? Micah. Okay? Micah 2. Let's go to Micah 2. Woe to them that devise iniquity. Woe, and work evil upon their beds. So here's the speaker. The elite banking families, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, okay, and the other banking elites, okay. This is woe to them. What does woe mean? Grief, destruction. So that's what's coming very, very soon, okay. So woe to them that devise iniquity, which is sin. So if they devise iniquity, they plan it, okay? They put these things out there, okay, and they run with it, okay? That's Esau what? Devising iniquity. It's so bright out here, I can't see nothing. Bear me a minute. This is what they do, they devise iniquity. Different plans, different schemes, different legislations, different laws, okay? Because they control the government. Esau, the elites control the government, so who has the last say? They have the last say. Okay? The elite banking families, they control everything. Alright? When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hands. So the elite banking families, they practice this wickedness. Why? Because it's in the power of their hands. So it's in the power of the elites, the so-called white people, the elite banking families, they practice this. They practice sorcery, witchcraft, different legislations. Huh? People are listening. People are listening. Whoever gets it, you've got to get it. The scripture says, prophesy unto the wind. Prophesy unto the wind. Whoever gets it, gets it. Huh? Israel. Yeah. You are as well. Yeah. Yeah. You're for Israel. Yeah? Okay, what? What? Ashanti. Ashanti. Yeah. Alright. Yeah, them West Africans are Israelites anyway. Okay. A load of them West Africans, what? The Ashanti, West Africa, Igbo, Ashanti, yeah, the majority of them are what? Are Israelites. You got the Yoruba, okay, the Yoruba tribe, okay. But the thing is with the West Africans, see, they're still in a heathenistic state of mind. We're gonna touch on prophecy, but they're in a heathenistic state of mind still. Because the Yorubas, they're still thinking they're African when they're not African. Okay, what does that word Africa mean? Okay, the word Africa actually comes from Scipio Africanus. He was what? A Roman general. He was actually an Edomite, Africanus. So when you call yourself African, you're actually naming yourself after a Roman general. Okay, if you didn't know. But yeah, a majority of them West Africans, they're actually what? Israelites. A majority of them. Okay. Even those from what? Sierra Leone. Okay, Cameroon, Senegal. Yeah, a lot of them are from what? Judah. A lot of them are Benjamin. Okay. But yeah, let's stick to the topic. Baba Kashar. Micah 2 and 2, and they covet fields and they take them by violence. So most of these fields upon the earth, Libya, Syria, Afghanistan, okay, all these different fields, they're taken. And the fields represent what? Lands, different parts of the earth. So this is what the elites do. Why? Because it is in the power of their hand. This is Job 9:24. Okay. And they take them away, so they oppress a man in his house and a man in his heritage. You have what? Particular people, nations being what? Oppressed by Esau. Okay? Being afflicted, being oppressed, their lands being taken. Okay? Why? Because the oppressor, which is Esau, is doing this. Okay? This is what he's doing. Okay? Oppressing whole nations. Okay? They oppress a man in his house and his heritage. Okay? So a man's heritage is what his livelihood. Okay? Cut off the fields, they cut off the resources. Okay, they set up their puppet leaders, their puppet governments. Who do you think does this? The elite banking. Why? Because what? They're bankers, they have the money to do this. To call the shots and all these different things. Okay? This is real. We're not making this up. This ain't just something we make up. Okay? So let's go back to the word. This is Job 21. And 19 we were on, because he have oppressed and have forsaken the poor. You see how this links up with Micah? Okay? He has forsaken the poor. Because he have violently taken away in a house which he builded not. Okay, remember, we just read this in Micah. See how these precepts link up? See, you learn something new every single day. It's supposed to be in this book. Okay. Which he builded not. Okay. Surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. Okay. Bear with me just a minute. And when I looked up that word belly, it says seat of mental faculties. Okay. Seat of mental faculties. So, yeah, in other words, this man's going to be bugging out. He's not going to know what to do. Okay. He's going to bug out. Okay. That's what the word for belly means. It's different definitions. When I looked up this one, in this particular sentence, it says of mental faculty. So this man's going to be bugging out. Okay. This man is going to be bugging out Esau. He knows he has a short time. Okay. He knows. That's why he's sending his agent provocateurs to the camp, the demons to the camp. But you can't stop this word. Satan, you've already been defeated. The spiritual, you've already been defeated. Okay. You're just playing out your role. Okay, and your minions as well, and even the wicked of our people. You're just playing out your role. Okay, you can't stop prophecy. Okay, you can't stop prophecy. Okay, you cannot do nothing. You cannot throw a monkey wrench in this truth to stop prophecy, because you're doing according to prophecy. Okay, he shall not save that which he desired. What's that? The goods. Remember that we spoke about meat. That meat is the goods. Okay, that's why it's so important to go into what? The meaning and definition of words. Okay. Therefore shall none of his meat be left. What's that meat? Goods. Okay. Therefore shall no man look for his goods. Why? Because America's going to be done away with. So why is anybody going to need to look for the goods? It tells you that in Revelation 18. That all these nations are going to well because of her. Okay. So once America's done, where's the trading? There's going to be no trading. America's going to be done. Finished. Okay? Completely done. Okay? In the fullness of his sufficiency. Okay? He shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. So what does straits mean? Straits mean difficult position. So Esau Edom is going to be in a very, very difficult position when all hell breaks loose. Okay? Very difficult, uncompromising position. Okay? Because all these nations, what? They're gonna come upon what? Esau, America, Babylon. It's gonna be surrounded. Okay? And we're seeing that right now. Okay? We're seeing that on a large scale. Look what's going on with look what's going on with what's it I think is Russia. The latest yesterday you had the US and NATO that are on the border of Russia. So you know what the tensions are brewing. Okay. The tensions are brewing. Okay. So what's this going to cause? You know? these nations to rise against each other. But guess what? The RFID chip needs to be implemented first. Okay? Before any World War III breaks out. Why? Because that's the order of prophecy. Okay? When he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him. Okay? So what's that fury of his wrath? And when he is about to fill his belly, this is indicative of his new world order. His plan, his scheme. Okay? So when he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him. Okay? And what's that fury of his wrath? Them missiles, them ICBMs. That's going to be what? That fury of whose wrath? Yahweh's wrath. Because Yahweh's spirit is going to be in them missiles. And that's what's going to make it extra hot. Okay? And he shall rain it upon him while he is eating. So that's when Esau thinks he's got it all under wraps. That's when their missiles are going to fly upon him. And while he's eating, what's that indicative of? The RFID chip being what? Implemented. That's when their missiles are going to rain. It tells you that in Revelation 14:9, which we can go into. Okay? There's an order. There's an order to these prophecies. Okay? Every one of these prophecies. And you need to know the order. Because if you don't, anytime any skirmish happens between any nation, that's what you're just going to think that's it. No. There's an order. Okay? He shall flee from the iron weapon. Okay? And the bow of steel shall strike him through. So when it says he shall flee from the iron weapon and the bow of steel shall strike him through, what's that bow of steel? The missiles. That's that bow of steel. The ICBM missiles. Okay, that's what's going to strike this man through in World War III. Okay? That's what's going to happen. This is destiny. This is prophecy. Okay? That these things would happen. Okay? He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. Okay, so what's that bow of steel? The missiles. It's going to strike him through. It's going to pierce what? America. That land. Okay. That's why it says him, because Esau, Bozrah, represents what? Edom, the land of America. So it's going to strike what? Bozrah, Edom, Esau, through his kingdom. Okay. That's why it's so good. Look up words. You get a better understanding. You understand of what you're reading more when you look up words. Okay. He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. It is drawn, and it cometh out of the body. Yeah, the glittering sword cometh out of his gal, which the gal represents what? The hole, the silo. Okay. That the missiles are kept in. Okay. Terrors are upon him. So what's terrors? Okay. Ready, the king of terror. Yahweh is upon him. Okay. And also the missiles. Okay. Are upon him. And it's not, you can't run, you can't hide. Okay. All darkness shall be hid in these secret places. A fire not blown shall consume him. And what's that fire that has not been blown? Them missiles. And it's going to consume this man. Utterly. Okay. It shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle. What's that tabernacle? What's Esau's tabernacle? Edom. The land of Bozrah. It's going to go ill. If something goes ill, not well, it's not going to go well with him that's left up in what? The tabernacle of America. Okay? It's gonna go horrible. You know, Jesus is negro no blanco. You know? El Diablo. You know? So you know it's gonna go ill with them that are left in his tabernacle. in his dwelling place. That's why the scriptures say, arise and depart, for this is not your rest. And it wasn't talking about getting a plane or making a journey out of America. It was talking about spiritually. Because we're going to have our people that are left in America, but they're going to what? The elect are going to be what? Beamed up from that destruction. 144,000, 1/3 men, women. Okay. The heavens shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him. Okay, so when it says the heavens shall reveal his iniquity, what's that? The angels, okay, through Yahushua. And when something's revealed, it's made known. So what's it going to reveal? The iniquity of America, the iniquity of Esau, Edom. The increase of his house shall depart, and his goods shall flow away in the day of his wrath. So you notice how it keeps on mentioning goods, meat, goods, meat, goods. They're going to flow away. Why does it say flow away? Because what? They miss us. What's it gonna form? A lake of fire. So all his goods are gonna be what? Done away through a lake of fire. And what's a lake of fire? It's what? It's traveling. Just like these volcanoes. These volcanoes you see, that's just a little preview of what America's gonna be like. You see how them volcanoes are flowing? That's just a little example of how Babylon's gonna be. Okay? And his goods shall flow away in the day of his wrath. This is the portion of a wicked man from the Most High, and the heritage appointed to him by the Most High. So we're saying this is the portion of a wicked man, Esau, Edom. This is their end. That's why you got to know these prophecies. Okay? This is the portion of a wicked man. This is his lot. Okay? And the heritage appointed to him by the Most High. So Esau, his destiny is already played out. Okay. And there's nothing he can do to stop it. And that's beautiful. We're privy to Esau's end. He knows that. That's why he's getting shook. Okay. That's why he's trying to pull all the tricks out of the woodwork. Okay. And he knows he has a short time. Because the elites, they've been studying us. They've been studying our videos. They've been watching. Okay? Let's see what else we can get. So now we're going to go straight to Revelation 7, what's it, 18? 14 like that. So this is Revelation 14. Revelation 14. And start at 8, and there followed another angel. So when it said there followed another angel, what was this angel doing? Revealing things to what? John the Revelator. Warning John the Revelator. Okay. So there followed another angel. Okay. Another angel, bear me just a minute. Followed them, saying, Babylon, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image. So what's the beast? This system, this Roman system. Okay, so if any man worship the beast and his image, which is what? This system. Okay. And receive the mark in his forehead or in his hand. Okay. So what's that mark? That mark is the RFID chip, the mark of the beast. Radio frequency identification. Okay? So if anybody received the mark in his forehead, okay, which is the RFID chip, that word for mark is karagma, short for karats. Okay? Which is a mark, this is an incision in the flesh. Okay. So if anybody perceives that, it's going to tell you of the punishment. Okay. The same shall drink of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture. So what's that wrath? Okay, they're missiles. Fire and brimstone. Okay. So before any missiles hit, before there's any World War III, which is showing us that what? The chip needs to be what? Implemented. See, there's orders to these prophecies as well. So it's one thing knowing the prophecy, but you also got to know the order to prophecy. You see what I mean? And he shall drink of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. So that wrath's going to be poured out. Fully poured out. Okay? Of the wrath. That's why when we read Job 9, that's when we read Job 21, we're talking about the fury. He shall rain the fury of his wrath upon him. So that fury of the wrath is their missiles. Okay, that are sitting in them silos right now. Okay? That's that fury. Okay? And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the angels and the presence of the Lamb. So when it says he shall be tormented with fire in the presence of the angels and the Lamb, when it says tormented, that's why Yahweh says, fear him that can kill body and soul in hell. That's who you fear. The fear of Yahweh that can torment body and soul in hell, which means what? On earth. Okay? That's who you fear. Don't fear man, fear the one that creates man, that controls man. Because there's only so much man can do. Revelations 14. And we're on verse 11. And the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever. So what's he speaking of? The destruction of Babylon, the destruction of America. The missiles are going to rain through the atmosphere. Okay, and whoever's left on the atmosphere is going to be what? Burnt up. Except from those that are delivered. Okay? And he shall be tormented with brimstone and fire in the presence of the angels, in the presence of the Lamb. And the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever. And they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast. Okay? And his image, which is what? His way of life. Okay, so whoever worships the way of life of Esau, Edom, his system, what's going to happen? They're going to be burnt up with fire and brimstone. Okay? There is patience, management. Whoever worships the beast in his image, and whoever receives the mark of his name. So what's that mark? That mark is the RFID chip, and that's what the elite banking families want. They want to implement this chip. They want to implement this new world order. Okay? By any means necessary. Okay? And whoever receives the mark of his name, okay? That's the mark, the RFID chip. We've got to keep pushing this. It's a very, 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 very important prophecy. These are very important prophecies of the end. Okay? Very important. Okay? Don't take that chip. Okay? Resist the beast. Okay? Do not take it. Okay? Let me see what else we got. Let me see. Oh, this is all prophecy. Let's go to Luke 21. So this is Luke 21. And where should we go? start at 7. So the disciples, they were asking, when are these things going to happen? When are these things going to come? That's what the disciples were asking 2,000 years ago. So Yahushua gave them what? The signs, the things to look out for. Okay? And for these things, and they asked him saying, Master, but when shall these things be? Okay? So they were hastening. That's why we are supposed to elect. We're supposed to be hastening. They're close to our by saying Yahushua as well. Okay? So that's what the elect were doing. Okay? They were hastening the day of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. They said when, what, and what sign will there be at the end of the world? Okay? They wanted to know. Okay? And what sign will there be when these things shall come to pass? So what were the signs going to be? What were the indications going to be? Huh? When these things shall come to pass, what things? The prophecies that were spoken of. They really wanted to know. Okay? And he said, take heed that ye be not deceived. Because right now we're in a time of what? Great deception. Deception of the world, deception by media, deception by false prophets. Okay, another thing, you got to be careful who you're listening to. Because again, Job 9:24, it says the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. So Esau, he's went to a lot of guys with a bag and compromised them. A lot of guys. Okay? A lot of guys have took bribes, paid off, hirelings, you know, corrupt. So that's what you've got to examine. Okay, you have to examine these things. Okay? And move according to the Spirit. Okay? Luke 21 and, where was I, 8. And he said, take heed that ye be not deceived. Why? Because we're in a time of deception. Nobody's ready on this. Everybody's trying to deceive. Okay? For many shall come in my name, saying, I am what? Mashiach. Let me check the time. I am what? Mashiach, the anointed. Okay? And the time draweth near, go not after them. So the scripture says, don't follow them. Okay? The scriptures told you there was going to be many what? False pastors, false prophets, and false teachers. The scriptures, don't follow them, don't go after them. Okay? And we were going to have that in these times. Okay, that we're living in now. We were going to have that. Okay, so it's for you to discern. Okay? Know who's sincere, know who's not sincere. Okay? And the time draweth near, go ye not after them. So scriptures, well, you're not supposed to follow them. If someone's coming to you with a different doctrine, you got a whole camp. Here it is, example. You got a whole camp, but they're all teaching something different. All something different. You go to one man in the camp, you ask him, does he believe in reincarnation? He doesn't believe in it. You're asking another man about the 12 tribes. He doesn't believe in it. You ask another man about a particular thing, he doesn't believe in that. So that's how you know what? These are a group of false prophets. That's how you know they are hirelings. These are many of the signs. Okay? And also what? These false pastors. Okay? That's why you really want to be aware in these times you are in. Okay? Who you're watching, who you're listening to, who you're taking advice from. You don't want to get caught out there. Okay? You don't want to be deceived. Okay? For many shall come in my name, saying, I am what? Christ means what? Anointed, the Messiah. So you're going to have those scumbags that were trying to take the role of the Messiah. Put themselves out there as they were the Messiah. Okay? But when you shall hear, it's like a go, you're not after them, so don't follow them. Okay? Flee from them. Okay? But when you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, okay? Scripture are telling us in these last days we're going to hear of wars and also rumors of wars across the globe. Tensions, Russia, Iran, North Korea, America, you know, Syria, Pakistan. Okay, all these nations were what? They were going to be what? Coming up against each other, battling. Okay? Scriptures warn us of these things. Scriptures warn us of these skirmishes between different nations. The scriptures warn us of what? Tariff wars. Okay? These were all signs of what? Things to come. Okay? And we can't be ignorant to these things. Okay? So when you shall hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified. Okay? So you're not supposed to be terrified. When you hear of these things, rumors of wars, be not terrified. Don't be scared. Because these things need to happen. Why? Because it's prophecy. So when we see these wars, don't be like, oh, that's the end, that's the... No, because it's not the end yet. Because what? We went into the R5 Egypt. That needs to happen first. Okay? Be not terrified, for these things must come to pass. But the end is not by and by. Okay, so the end is not quite yet. Okay, because these things need to come to pass. Okay, but the end is not by and by. Why? Because the RFID chip needs to be implemented. Then said he unto them, nation shall rise against nation. So that's what we're going to see. Nation rising up against nation. America, Syria, okay, all these different nations. And kingdom against kingdoms. Before they were nations, so like before they were kingdoms, they were nations. Okay? You don't get a kingdom without a nation. Okay? And kingdom against kingdom, and great earthquakes shall be in diverse places. Okay? Scripture's telling us there's going to be great earthquakes. And a volcano is an earthquake. Okay? The scriptures warn us of these things. There were going to be earthquakes. Okay? Scriptures warn us of these things. Okay? Shall be in diverse places, and famines, and pestilences, and fearful sights. So even starvation, these are the things that are going to happen. When there shall be a shortage of food. Okay? And great sights shall there be in heaven. For certain brothers are seeing more chariot sightings. Okay? Many chariot sightings. And these are all what signs were of the end. Okay? Check the time. Yet these are all signs of the end. Signs of things to come. You know? Just a minute. Verse 12, but before all these, they shall lay their hands on you. That's the next step. And yeah, we're privy to that, but we don't, yeah, we go into things like this, like the things that are going to happen, you know, pestilence, earthquakes. We also talk about persecution, but what, the elect are going to be what? They're going to be looked after. Okay, that's what you got to remember. That's what you got to keep in mind. Okay. Before all these, they shall lay their hands on you. Who's going to lay their hands on you? Government enforcement agencies. Okay. MI6 officers. Police officers. Okay. So it lets us know what's going to happen in these last times. Okay, that's why again you need to be very circumspect of who you're around. Okay, who you talk to. Who you tell your business. Already you shouldn't be telling, even in this truth, you shouldn't really be telling people your business. You know, and who you give information to, email address and so things. You got to be careful. You have individuals that come into this truth just to gather intel. Okay, here it is. You have men with the spirit of the world on them, and certain things are supposed to be disclosed. You don't give people all your information. How you know this guy ain't Satan? Okay, so you got to just be really circumspect. Okay, even amongst the brotherhood. Certain brothers you may speak to certain brothers about things that you may not speak to others about. Just be circumspect after the times we're in. Because the times we're in right now, man could switch up on you any given time. Okay? So this Luke 21, they shall lay their hands on you and persecute you. So yeah, persecution's coming, but we're not thinking about that too much. Okay, we're thinking about what? Victory. Okay, because even through what? Persecution, there's still victory. Even through death, there's victory. Okay? And they shall persecute you. Okay? Delivering you up to synagogues. Okay? So what are these synagogues? Buildings, meetings. Now who's going to be there? Because everybody dies, family is people in the world. Alright, cool. Yeah, but most of it's going to be men in the truth that are claiming to be in the truth doing that. That's why you got to be careful who you're amongst. Okay? There's what? FBI agents, MI6 agents, there's agents for Satan in the truth. But who's going to be doing that delivering up? Who's going to be giving out information to Esau? And documents and hidden files? It's going to be niggas in the truth. Okay? And remember what it said in Matthew 24, the love of many shall wax cold. So if the love of many is waxing cold, is that going to include certain men that claim to be in the truth? Yes, it is. That's why you always got to be vigilant all the time. You always got to. First, it starts with us. Obviously, it starts with us, but we also got to realize that the people around us also, we want to make sure that they're in the right spirit. That's what we want to do. Okay. So the brothers that are laboring with you, you want to make sure they're in the right spirit. You want to make sure that they're in the spirit of Yahweh Shai, not the spirit of Satan. Because a lot of men, they're actually in the spirit of Satan. They're actually doing the bidding of Satan. Okay? But guess what? You know the beautiful thing about it? The Lord Yahweh Shai is going to reveal everything in due time. Everything and everyone. My whole thing, I don't really get bent out of shape on agents. What's the point? Because again, an agent is just going to be weeded out. Anyway, you're just going to be weeded out. A spy is just going to be weeded out of the truth. It's happened many times. Even the apostles have stories about that. Okay? About stories about particular individuals. You ask the individual, is there any spies in this camp? And the individual said, no, that could never be. Well, you might be that spy then. You might be that agent if you're thinking like that. No, that could not possibly be. Yeah, there is. In the truth. Scumbags. Okay? Sellouts. Well, that's the thing in the kingdom. We're not going to have none of that. All of Israel are going to be righteous. Okay? You're going to be able to trust your brother. Okay? And that's spiritual because I keep seeing, that's twice today I've seen 6666 on a car because that's what's coming, the mark of the beast. Okay? And when you go into the word 6, it goes into what? Stigma. Okay? But yeah, all things have to play out. We're not in control. I don't really get all discombobulated about an agent because an agent's just going to be destroyed. Can you have police officers that hear this word and come to the camp and get converted? Yes, because there's examples of that in the scriptures about deputies that was converted to the faith. So yeah, there's examples of officers, police officers or an agent. He might be around the camp, might be listening, trying to get information, gather intel, and he might listen and be like, you know, these guys, they're not really up to nothing bad, and he might become converted. So you know, there's always a balance. Okay, but if you're just a scumbag, down low, dirty agent, okay, that just comes around, tries to get intel, that tries to hedge men in, because you have men that do that, that try to hedge you in. Okay, you know, with their con men tactics. The Lord is revealing everything. The Lord, Yahweh, He's revealing every man's work. You cannot hide. Like I said, you actually got reprobates, men that don't even really understand the Bible, that claim to be in the truth for 8 years, but you can't even break down the scriptures right. You can just about say Yahweh Shai. Men struggle just to say Yahweh Shai. Men really want to say Jesus instead. Why? Because that's your power, that's your God. You got men doing videos in the name of Yahweh, Jesus. Bro, you're still a Christian. You still got men that are still Christian. Okay? Basically, just niggas that are Christians that claim to be Israelites. But you're just a Christian. Okay? So you know what that means? That means you've got demons all up in your inner parts. You haven't been renewed. Okay? That's why it's, what did Yahushua say? No. When Yahushua was washing and they said, no. So one of them, Peter, says, no, I don't want to be washing. He says, if I cannot wash your feet, you shall have no part of me. Okay. But what did he say? Paraphrasing that, let me wash all your body. Wash all. Okay. So that washing all, that means you're all washed. A lot of people, they're not really washed in this truth. Okay. A lot of people, they're not all washed. My hands and my feet also. And that's what Yahushua said. And some of you are not washed. Because if you're washed, you're going to be able to what? Teach this word. You're going to have a clear conscience. Okay, so there's some amongst us who are not washed. Washed from what? The filth. The philosophies of this world. You can't claim to be in the truth, but you're still a Christian. You still don't know if this is the truth. That means you're bugged out. You've been in this truth 5 years and you're still not sure if this is the truth. That means you're bugged out. That means you're not in the truth. That means you still haven't acknowledged the truth. Okay, and that's, again, it's our duty as brothers to look out for stuff, but especially if you've been in this truth and you're an elder, that's for you to see. And say, hold on a minute, there's a problem here. You know, why is this why is this going on? That's for the elders. And how does a man that's just fresh to the truth, new to the truth, how can he see all these things but you can't see all these things? Or you see all these things but you're not speaking out upon it? Why? Because are you with it? That means you're with it. So if you're not speaking out against wickedness, that means you're with it. You're enabling it. Okay? So this is Luke 21. And be brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake. The kings and rulers represent the mayors, the governors, the Rothschilds. You do know some brothers are going to actually be brought before the Rothschilds themselves.